Yeah, today's project is Bolt, the cartoon or the animated film from Disney, and that will be our first project for the year. So here's the picture in your notebook, and we will start with directions for Bolt. The first thing you will do is draw a line down the center of your page, vertically, horizontally across the center, and then number your squares 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll call out the shapes and put the shapes into the squares. It's kind of like art bingo. So here we go. In square number 2, you'll do an upside down U. And then I will close the U in. And then next to the U, in all 4 squares, I'm going to do the letter J that hooks on to the letter U. And then close that up. And then comes the shape here. Yeah. This is kind of an odd looking rectangle that goes next to the letter J in all 4 squares. And then next to that shape is a kidney shape that goes into square 1 and 3. So there you have his body, the trunk, the head, and now for the legs, the muzzle, the ears, and tail. First I'll start with the muzzle, and I'm going to do another letter U right here. And then all the way in, sideways U. And then underneath that, a real skinny U, and then down for his neck. So this line will now become imaginary. Next, I go down to the legs and I do long rectangular shapes that almost look like they're going to turn into triangles, but don't quite. So there's one leg there in square 4. Right next to that leg is the other long rectangle in square 4 for the other leg. And see, there's your negative space there, that triangle. It's another way to show that. And then I'm trying to figure out the back leg here. The back leg comes here in square 3. It's kind of like another long rectangle. And then this leg comes under here. Now on this leg, all I do is draw that organic type line there, and then I talk about imaginary, not imaginary, but negative space here, which is like the letter C, and that's what separates the 2 legs. The negative space is real important for the students to see. That's another way to eye shapes or to learn about seeing shapes. Next, I'm going to put his paws in, and they're first I put just ovals for the paws. And then I add the toes later by making round shapes like backward C's, or I call them hot dogs. So let's see, let me look at my notebook here, which is exactly what you'll have to do. Is right here I'm going to have 1 hot dog, 2 hot dog, 3 hot dog. You can put his nails in these, the claws. 1 hot dog, 2 hot dog, 3. So I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put the nails in. Okay. Next, I'm going to do his tail, which is first a rectangle here in square number 1. It may go into square number 3, and then up is a long curvy triangle that hooks onto that rectangle for the tail. Then I go up to square number 2 for his ears. They are pyramids or triangular, 3-dimensional triangles. Big ears. It's a German Shepherd. Next, his eye is a half circle in square number 2. His nose, circular. His collar, I'm adding the details now. The tag, the broken leash. And there you have the drawing. Next, I'm going to erase the imaginary lines. I had an eraser, but now I'm going to have to use this one. Here and here. You want to erase these lines so that the students aren't confused when they start to color. So I always have them erase the vertical line. You can leave this line back here for the background because they're going to design their own background. Okay, so I'm erasing all the lines I don't want showing here. Just clean it up a little. Okay, so there you have the drawing part of the cartoon called Bolt. Next, we're going to go over the outlining and designing background and foreground. Next, you outline with a nice Sharpie here. I use the big ones because it's such a big cartoon on the page that it needs a thick line. So I'm putting in his features here. I'm outlining with my Sharpie. This is what the kids are going to do. It's very important to outline a cartoon in black ink. So we use the Sharpies. And move around here and then up here. It's the easy part. Let's just add a feature there. It's a very cute dog. This film will be coming out in November, I think, so the kids already know about it. All right, here we go. I think I got everything I want. I may put a muscle thing here so you can see that he has these muscles. All right, and his eye, his nose, and then the background. You can have the students design their own background. I always do. That if there's time left over, this is real important so that they learn the meaning of background, foreground, and middle ground. So in the background, I'm going to put some clouds. I'm just doing this as I go because we don't have much time on this YouTube. And so there's the background. This is very simple. Foreground, right here. I may put some plants. But you can put them in New York City, outer space, anywhere you want them. Flowers, whatever. So the students need to design their foreground and background for this picture if they get done real early. I'm scribbling. And then once they outline all this, they color in using their markers. So they need to color solid. So what I tell them usually is to take the side, pretend this is a marker, a color marker. They take the side of their marker and fill in solid, no scribble scrabble. I want them, they need to learn how to color solid for a better presentation in their art. And then they sign down here their name when they're done, and there they'll have their finished product. So that's it for the Bolt cartoon project.